And then I get here today, and Cookie sends me the soundbite roster, and literally the first 11 soundbites are the drive-bys discussing my reaction to Trump's attack on Ted Cruz yesterday. And look, no, don't misunderstand. I knew it was going to happen. I nevertheless, I still get surprised at the intensity and volume of it because, one day I'm just an entertainer and irrelevant, and then the next day I am the number one moral authority spokesman on the right. So it goes back and forth. But I'm getting a lot of emails. Why are you avoiding, folks? I have had a policy here from the earliest days of this program, and that is, I'm not the subject. I'm not the issue. There are a lot of things out there happening. This program's not about notice me. I mean, it's going to happen anyway. I'm already too famous. I don't need to just spend every hour of this program promoting me while everybody else is. I would rather spend that time on issues of substance, and I'll eventually get to all this stuff and the debate coming up tonight. And I'll just give you a little preview, in fact, of what I think is the thing to look for in the debate tonight. It's at 8:15 on CNN. And the one thing that we know, well, I'm pretty confident that CNN thinks now, as does the rest of the drive-by media, they think they have a cage match between Trump and Cruz already set up for them. So they think all they've got to do, sorry, that's the printer calibrating itself behind me. We've tried to schedule that so that it doesn't happen during the show, but we don't seem to be able to do it. Anyway, they think they're all set up for this grudge match between Trump and Cruz now, largely because what happened on this program yesterday. And they are going to ask questions designed to have that actually happen. And I think that's not what to look for tonight. I think what you ought to look for tonight is Cruz versus Rubio, if you want to look at it in versus terms. But we're getting to the point now, the idea that Trump's going to implode or destroy himself, quit or whatever, that's long gone now. So the responsible people that look at this and treat reality as it is are going to have to come to grips with the fact that Trump is number one and he's not going anywhere right now. So what's next? What's available next? What's available next is number two. And the battle for number two right now is Cruz and Rubio. And Rubio has a lot on the line tonight. And so does Cruz. Cruz has got his Iowa polling data that he's got to show that he deserves and has earned justice for it. But Rubio also now has the added pressure of being the establishment's new choice, given that Jeb just doesn't seem to be able to emerge from the 3 to 5 point range in all of these polls. So I think where the real battle is going to be is between Cruz and Rubio. If I were the Trump Advisory Committee, and I don't know that he ever listens to them, but if I were the Trump Advisory Committee, my advice would be just coast. They ask you a question, answer it. But don't go after anybody. Don't start any fires here that's going to take the attention, because there's going to be other people trying to take each other out tonight on this stage. And I don't mean that, by the way, folks, that's normal. I don't mean this in a negative way, in any way, shape, manner, or form. This field has got to get winnowed down, and it will start tonight. The winnowing of this field, in everybody's mind, that's already happened. This stage is already crowded, way too crowded, by about 8 people. There are 8 more people on this stage, 6 more people on this stage who really need to be on this stage. But CNN doesn't care about that because they don't care about the end result. They're not interested in anybody here looking good. CNN's focus, the rest of the drive-bys, is on how they can structure things to make all of these people look bad. What can they do to cause some of these people, all of these people, to trip up, to screw up, or some such thing? To them, it's horse race. To them, this is entertainment. They're not invested in any one of these people. Nobody in moderating this, I don't know if who the moderators are in this debate tonight, but I can tell the CNN people, Not a one of them has any real interest in anybody in this stage tonight being elected president. Nobody moderating this thing from CNN tonight has any interest in anything these people have to say, triumphing, winning, and being implemented as policy in the U.S. So to them, this debate is an opportunity for other things, quote-unquote good television. What's good television? Fisticuffs, verbal fisticuffs, out-of-control people calling each other names, and they'll try to inspire that with the way they ask questions. So I believe that given Trump is in a solid number one slot, and everybody else is, I mean, he's 38, 31. The others are at 12 and 13. I mean, that's not going to change after tonight. But the guys at 12 and 13 and then 15 and 14, whoever separated by 2 or 3 points, that's where the battle's going to be. Because time's running out. Time's running out for the people in second and third place to establish themselves in a solid second place. And then you throw in the entire aspect of the establishment here, and they are just beside themselves with what's happening. However, I have a story in the stack that some establishment members are now saying that Cruz is becoming palatable to them. 2 weeks ago, that would have never happened. You would have never seen such a story. 2 weeks ago, you would have never had a self-proclaimed, admitted member of the Republican establishment saying they could live with Cruz. But a couple of them are now reported to have said so. And that represents the absolute, naked, raw fear they have of Trump as his polling numbers continue to rise and rise and rise.